Long before David became king or defeated Goliath, he was a shepherd boy watching over his father's sheep in the lonely hills of Bethlehem. David loved God, but his life was not the peaceful picture that some imagine. Danger sometimes crept quietly through the shadows to the very edge of his flock. One evening, as dusk settled and the sheep wandered among the olive trees, a sudden, low growl disturbed the air. David saw, at the edge of the herd, a lion slipping through the tall grass. It was stronger, faster, and hungrier than anything he'd faced before. The other servants were not nearby. The sheep began to bolt in fear. David's heart thudded in his chest. He was afraid. He had never faced a lion alone. For a brief moment, he considered running, hiding behind the rocks. Yet, he remembered the songs he had sung about God's strength. He took a deep breath, picked up his staff, and whispered a prayer. God, if you are with me, then I am not alone. Give me courage. He moved toward the lion, not knowing how it would end. It was not like the stories people tell, with certain victory gleaming on the horizon. In this messy middle, David's knees were weak, but his faith in God steadied his steps. The lion snatched a lamb, but David chased after it. He struck the beast, and, when it turned on him with fire in its eyes, David grabbed its mane and called out to his God for help. With trembling hands and more heart than muscle, he fought with everything he had. In the end, the lion fell, not because David was the strongest, but because he dared to trust God when he felt the weakest. David tended to his sheep, his heart still racing. There was no applause, only the sound of the wind and the quiet assurance that God had been faithful. Later, when he faced giants, armies, and kings, David remembered that night, the messy middle, when courage was not about knowing the end, but choosing to trust and obey God in the uncertainty. Lesson: true bravery is trusting God in the middle of the unknown, when we are still scared, but choose to move forward in faith. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you.